So it has been 84 years. And of course I am talking about 84 years since the Corroded Body and Mind mission has come over here to the global side of Dokkan for the Fighting Legend Goku GT Edition event, right? So this team is very, very horrible, right? The Corroded Body and Mind team led by Tech Janemba, it was basically impossible to run without Tech Janemba. So let me just kind of break it down for you. So it has been a long while. I believe Janemba has not been on a banner. He was only on his original banner, which I think was 8 months ago. I'm pretty sure it was 8 months ago since he has been on a banner. And until then, like, we haven't been able to really, you know, summon for him or get him or anything, right? The only option you had to try to complete this mission, you had two options you could do. Basically, you could run a double Int Goku Black, which, yeah, you don't even really want to run one of him on your team. You could run a double Int Goku Black with Time Travelers on your team. And even at that, like, some of the units on there were just not meant to, you know, be run in this event. You know, Dark Mask King and the Black Mask Saiyan, right? They were two that you had to use, and they are just not cut out for this event, straight up. So that was pretty much the one option you had on a full leader skill. Not really so good. As I mentioned, Int Goku Black as your leader is just not really good. And then the other version you could do is you could run a full Extreme Class team. You could run Tech Janemba as your friend, and you could use AGL Rose as your leader. The only thing with that is AGL Rose only provides 80% as a leader skill, 80% of stats, which, you know, in the latter phases of this event is just not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. You have a lot of units that can stack, so like Fizz Deborah is on here, you know, again, Int Goku Black is on here. You know, Tech Janemba is a wall pretty much even with no leader skill, right? Because he's got guard, and if you get him his 2 Rainbow Key Spheres, he's got 30% damage reduction, so he is a wall. But basically everyone else on the team, man, was just not really strong enough to run. I mean, that's it, right? Especially only on a 130% or a 170% and then an 80% leader skill, right? So again, just not good. So basically what happened was I don't want to say that it was completely impossible without Tech Janemba. I'm sure there's some of you out there who maybe there's somewhere on the Reddit or something like that where I've missed it, but dog, I just ran out of patience. What would happen is I would either die very early on because, you know, Int Goku Black would get super attacked by one of the Fizz units, right? By one of the Fizz Gokus. So he would either get super attacked, or again, you know, or a very common one is I would get all the way to Int Super Saiyan 4 and legitimately just get one-shotted by whoever he super attacked. The team was just not good enough, straight up. So again, maybe there are some of you out there who just got incredibly lucky with double super attacks and stuff like that, you know, being able to stack a bunch of defense up, but again, the team was just horrible. So I'm going to go ahead and go over this team. This is basically the team you want to run. I mean, I don't really know. We took a lot of damage there. Luckily, we were able to overcome it, right? I don't remember if I might have had an item active there. I kind of don't remember, but this is basically the team you can run. You know, until Fizz Janemba comes over here to the global side, which he should be coming up next. He's probably going to come out simultaneously with Dragon Ball Heroes at this point, would be my guess. Dragon Ball Heroes, I believe the banner came out last year on November 18th. I would predict that Janemba would be here as early as, like, next week. You know, sometime next week, I would imagine Fizz Janemba is coming over here to Global Dokkan. I don't know who was in Fizz Janemba's spot last year. Ah, yes, as you guys might recall, it was all of those rehashed banners, right? They chose an LR of every typing, and then they would have like I think it was like a 7 or 8 featured unit banner that they would drop. They dropped it for like 3 consecutive weeks or something, like 3 or 4 consecutive weeks. So those were the LRs that were kind of, those were the banners that were kind of in place. That was the part 2, quote unquote, like part 2 of the thank you celebration. So definitely count on Janemba coming. Again, that banner is probably going to be up simultaneously with the Blue Coin Dragon Ball Heroes banner. I'm going to do a separate video on the Dragon Ball Heroes banner because I think I have a pretty unique opinion on this. I don't really see anyone else talking about it. I guess we can talk about it a little bit in this video. but I don't necessarily know, unless they drop an absolute just like nuke, and it's just like, you know, these units are absolutely crazy busted. I don't really see the point in summoning for Dragon Ball Heroes units anymore. I really, really don't, because what happens is, we fall into this sort of thing where power creep is ridiculous, right? The next big Dokkan Fest that's coming to Global Dokkan is probably going to be STR Super Vegeta. Super Vegeta, I think, is like far and away the best TUR in the game, not counting EZAs, right? He's got guaranteed crits, and he's like raising defense on super attack. He gets guaranteed stuns in the right situation. Like, Super Vegeta is crazy, dog. And he's got an active skill. Like, he is really, really, really good. Again, probably the best in the game. So you've got units like that. You know, Super Vegeta is going to be very, very good for a long time to come, right? But you've got these Dragon Ball Heroes units. So you look at last year's units, man, in Dragon Ball Heroes. The best unit on any of the banners, you could probably argue Super Saiyan 4 Broly, but my best answer would be Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, right? So Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, of course, the one and only leader, well, you know, meta leader, right, of the crossover category. So the crossover category is a really, really cool, kind of fun, quirky category. Like, I actually quite like the crossover category. A double Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is really fun to run. You know, he provides a little bit of support to the team. I believe it's like 2 key, 20% attack and defense. Like, he just makes the team flow very, very well, in a similar way to like STR Cooler or something like that. But a couple of problems with this. Good luck finding Super Saiyan 4 Vegetos on the regular. You know, maybe you get lucky here and there, and maybe a lot of your friends are have Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. I mean, maybe you're lucky like that, but I so seldom find Super Saiyan 4 Vegetos anyway. So, again, the Dragon Ball Heroes units are cool, but like, have you guys used the Black Masked Saiyan and Dark Masked King any time in the last calendar year, other than maybe last November when the units first dropped? The answer is probably no, right? Probably no. So, you know, I think the one exception would be is if they drop a Dokkan Festival Heroes. Maybe they drop a Dokkan Fest Heroes, and they drop a Blue Coin Heroes banner, like a traditional Dragon Ball Heroes banner. Like, maybe they drop, you know, I don't know, like Super Saiyan God Trunks or something like that. He's like the main, you know, headlining unit, similar to like Super Saiyan 4 Vegito last year. Maybe he's like the main headline unit, and then they drop all the 5 other fusions units or something like that, right? And then like the week after, they drop a Red Coin Dokkan Fest banner that's like, you know, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Full Power Gogeta or something wacky like that, right? So we shall see kind of what they do, but that, I guess, is kind of a spoiler to an upcoming video, but I don't know, man. So that is kind of the deal with Dragon Ball Heroes. Anyway, kind of moving on from that, I guess we can kind of cover the rest of the team. I mean, why I have this sped up, I mean, y'all can probably guess, is this is an incredibly long run, a very long-winded run. I believe I have this on 2.5 times speed, so again, man, we're relying on these units that just stack very, very, very slowly. It's not as though I have a bunch of AGL Kid Gohans on the team that stack up and they're at 500k defense on turn 5 or something like that. I mean, you're talking about these units that stack incredibly slowly. One unit I gotta tell you, I was pretty disappointed in was the Masked Saiyan. The Masked Saiyan is not a unit that I've used too often. I'm not like a crazy huge mega ultimate Bardock fan, you know, nowhere near like Ningen or anyone like that. So I'm not like a huge Bardock fan, so, you know, he's not level 10 Lynx and he's not Rainbowed. I just, for some reason, I've never pulled that last copy of Masked Saiyan. He's just kind of that, you know, that white buffalo, if you will, of units I just can't seem to pull that last copy of. So I was not real happy with the performance in here. I mean, he was consistently shelling out like a 3 million attack stat. But you look at a unit, directly compare him to a unit like, let me think here, like AGL Tapion, for instance, who has his own Dokkan Fest, right? He's got his own not Dokkan Fest, but Dokkan event. And you look at Masked Saiyan, who's got his own Dokkan event. I guess I would say AGL Tapion is like far and away better, because this is really the, what team are you really running Masked Saiyan on? Is he like a mainstay on your crossover team? I doubt it. Is he a mainstay on your Pure Saiyans team? I highly doubt it. So Mass Saiyan, I mean, time travelers, I guess. Like, where are you really running Mass Saiyan except on Corroded Body and Mind? On this team, he's basically, you know, he's the best of the bad bunch, right? There's not really a whole lot going on there. If I would have had full copies, or at least maybe 1 or 2 dupes in my LR Rose, I think I probably would have brought him over Mass Saiyan, but LR Rose can be incredibly fragile, and he needs help. Like, we all know at this point, like, LR Rose is a unit that desperately needs help. It's to no fault of his own. It's just that the way that they have designed, like, there's not really any Zamasus or a ton of other Goku Blacks in the game, just straight up, so... Once LR Rose gets that linking partner that he shares like 5 of 7 with and is like giving him support and shit, he's going to be like one of the best units in the game. I don't even think that's really up for debate, right? Like, he just hits like a fucking Mack truck. So anyway, speaking of Rose, I talked a teeny tiny bit about Int Rose, so Int Goku Black. When he transforms, he's actually not horrible. And the reason why is because you're getting him on turn 6, bare minimum. I think it took me till like turn 15 and I had to pop an item to kind of force the transformation. Because he's got a turn 6 transformation, dude. And I'm a little bit, you know, the thing about Goku Black, man, again, he's pretty solid. Like, he's solid. He's got defense that he's already stacked up. He does greatly raise defense. The big problem is no start of turn defense. If he even had just a little tiny bit of start of turn defense, he'd still be kind of meta relevant, right? Because you're greatly stacking, not even greatly raising, greatly stacking defense. You know, he could be the extreme equivalent of Tech Ultimate Gohan, right? If you play your cards right with his EZA. So we shall see where they go with that, but he's getting like 150% attack. He's got a 50% chance to crit. He's pretty good, man, when he's in Int. And again, he's already got all that defense he's stacked up from being in base form. But again, that turn 6 above 80% HP is just horrible, dude. It's the worst. It's easily, well, I don't want to say easily, because the other one that comes to mind is AGL LR Gohan, right? But I would say a very close second is Int Rose, right? Int Goku Black, not really terrific transformation conditions. So Tech Janemba, the leader of the team, he's just a wall, right? Like, that's what he's good for. I think spoilers, but I think I did transform. I decided to transform, like, on the very last turn, just so I could say I got to use, you know, transform Janemba. But there's not really a big advantage of Janemba transforming. He does a little bit more damage, and that's it. I mean, that's it. I'd much rather have his support abilities and his tanking abilities. That's what makes him really, really good, is his ability to tank. If they would have kept his guard in his, you know, transformed version, we would have been good to go. Dabura, probably like the dark horse of this team. Dabura, dude, stacked up quite a bit of defense. You saw his defensive stat there. He was up at almost like 600k defense, right? Dabura, like, not really hitting the world, or not really hitting that hard, setting the world on fire or anything like that, but pretty goddamn good. STR Janemba, a little bit underrated, right? He still guards. He's still really good. Defensively. That's why I chose him over Int Janemba, just a little bit stronger defensively than Int Janemba. Int Janemba hits a tiny bit harder, I would say. Yeah, I think here it is, the transformation of Tech Janemba. Just so I could say I got it. Who am I forgetting? AGL Rose, just really solid EZA, right? Of that generation of EZAs, I actually really do like him. Not quite as good as Fizz VB, but still pretty goddamn good. But guys, we're out of time. I'm going to wrap it up here. Slap a like. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you in the next one. Later.